After 60, there are 15 clear signs showing a man likes you but won't say it. Have you ever wondered if a man is truly interested in you, but he just won't put it into words? You might notice subtle glances, small gestures, or moments that leave you guessing. And it can feel confusing, especially when his actions don't seem to match his words. For women over 60, dating and relationships can feel different than they did in earlier years. At this stage of life, we value honesty, emotional depth, and clarity. We don't have time for guessing games. We want to understand someone's intentions clearly. Yet men of all ages often struggle to express their feelings directly. Instead, they communicate through actions, gestures, and subtle signals. Welcome back to Journey After 60. In today's video, we're going to discuss 15 unmistakable signs a man likes you, even if he never says it aloud. Recognizing these behaviors will help you see through the uncertainty, understand his true intentions, and protect your heart without waiting for words that may never come. Before we begin, please take a moment to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more reflections, insights, and heartfelt wisdom for life after 60. Now, let's uncover the first sign, because sometimes the biggest clues are hidden in the smallest gestures.
Number 1. His eyes always seem to find you. Paulo Coelho once said, "The eyes are the language of the heart." And it's true. When someone is drawn to you, their eyes often reveal it. A man who truly notices you will struggle to look away. Even if he tries to appear casual, his gaze naturally finds its way to you, as if an invisible thread pulls his eyes toward yours. Picture a casual gathering with friends. You catch him glancing your way, maybe quickly looking away when your eyes meet, or consistently checking on you without making it obvious. That's not coincidence. It's emotion showing itself. Eye contact is one of the deepest forms of human connection. When a man is attracted, he'll unconsciously search for you in a crowd. Sometimes it's fleeting, sometimes it's steady and sincere, silently saying what words haven't yet expressed. Next time you sense someone quietly watching you, hold the gaze just a moment. If he looks away shyly, smiles, or maintains his eyes on you, you might just be catching a glimpse of his heart. Words can be controlled, but the eyes rarely lie. And sometimes attraction doesn't just show in how he looks at you, it can be heard in the way he speaks to you.
Number 2. His voice changes around you. When the heart stirs, the voice changes. And it's true. When a man is attracted to someone, his voice often becomes deeper, warmer, and slightly softer than usual. Psychological studies show men unconsciously lower their pitch when speaking to a woman they like, a natural way to show confidence, masculinity, and attraction. Imagine a casual gathering with friends. His tone is normal with everyone else, but when he speaks to you, it slows down, deepens, and smooths out. This change isn't deliberate. It's an instinctive effort to appear strong, mature, and close to someone he likes. Dr. Monica Moore, a psychology expert on attraction, explains when a man cares, it's not just his eyes or smile that change. His rhythm and tone shift too, creating an unconscious connection. You might even notice it more over the phone. His voice softens, slows, and carries warmth, as if he's trying to linger in the conversation a bit longer.
Pay attention to how he speaks to others versus how he speaks to you. A clear difference in pitch, tone, or pacing is a strong sign of attention and interest. Men can hide feelings in words, but their voice rarely lies. A softer, warmer tone when talking to you, that's his heart quietly speaking. Have you ever noticed someone's voice change when they talk to you? Share your experience in the comments below. Others might recognize the same subtle signs you felt. A man's feelings aren't only heard in his voice. They're reflected in what he chooses to remember. When he truly cares, your words don't just fade after the conversation ends. They linger. Number 3. He remembers the little things. Attraction isn't always expressed through grand gestures. More often, it reveals itself through quiet attention to detail. A man who genuinely likes you will remember the small things you say, the preferences you mention in passing, the stories that others might forget. You might notice that he recalls your favorite tea, the name of your childhood pet, or the book you said changed your life years ago. These are not random acts of memory. They're signs of emotional investment. When someone truly cares, your words don't just pass through his mind, they stay there. This kind of attention reflects something deeper. He's emotionally present. In a world full of distractions, his focus on you is a quiet declaration of interest. It shows that what you say matters, that your presence leaves an imprint on his thoughts. When a man consistently remembers the details of your life, even the smallest ones, he's not just being polite. He's showing that your world matters to him. And that, more than any confession, speaks volumes. When he listens with his heart, he begins to absorb a piece of your world. Number 4. He reflects you silently, deeply, and without trying. When a man truly loves a woman, something subtle begins to happen. He starts to reflect her, not by imitation, but through a quiet resonance. Her calm becomes his calm. Her laughter softens his edges. Even her silence teaches him a new kind of language, one that speaks without words. For many older men, this mirroring isn't a performance. It's a form of attunement, a quiet way of saying, I see you, I feel you, I'm with you. He doesn't have to announce it. You notice it in how he listens when you talk, how his gestures begin to align with yours, how the rhythm of his day seems to move closer to your pace. It's the kind of connection that grows not through passion alone, but through presence. Because love in its mature form isn't about conquering or chasing. It's about harmonizing. And when he mirrors your energy, he's not losing himself in you. He's finding a version of himself that feels more at peace when you're near. And when that kind of harmony begins to grow, his affection starts to show in gentle ways, not through grand declarations, but through the quiet compliments he can't help but give. Number 5. He finds subtle ways to compliment you. When a man likes you but isn't ready to say it, his admiration often slips out through small, thoughtful compliments. Not the exaggerated, rehearsed kind, but the quiet, sincere ones that notice what others miss. He might say, "You always have such a calm energy," or "I like the way you see things," instead of commenting only on your appearance. These compliments reveal more than attraction. They show emotional respect. Men who are genuinely drawn to you often fear that being too direct might change the dynamic or make you uncomfortable, so they choose subtlety. Their praise comes through appreciation, not performance. And sometimes it's not in words at all. It's the way he notices when you've had a haircut, or how he quietly smiles when you enter a room, as if your presence shifts something in the air. Real affection doesn't always shout. It lingers in those moments of quiet noticing, where admiration speaks softly but sincerely. Compliments may reveal his heart, but presence reveals his longing. The more he cares, the more he looks for ways, however small, to share your space. Number 6, he finds reasons to be around you. A man who likes you will often look for ways to be near you, even in subtle ways. It might be sitting a little closer, joining activities you enjoy, or showing up where he knows you'll be. These aren't coincidences. They're small but meaningful efforts to share space with someone he cares about. Think of a casual gathering or a group outing. He might casually position himself so he can chat with you, linger nearby when you move around, or appear in places he knows you frequent. Even if he doesn't openly admit his interest, his presence speaks volumes. Psychologists note that people naturally gravitate toward those they are drawn to. This means his efforts to be near you, even in seemingly small, indirect ways, are a sign that he values your company and enjoys being around you. Have you noticed someone making subtle moves to stay close to you? Share your story in the comments. Sometimes the smallest gestures reveal the biggest feelings. The more time he spends near you, the more his guard drops, and laughter becomes his favorite language. It's his way of saying, "I enjoy you," without needing to put it into words. Number 7, he laughs even at your silliest jokes. Laughter is a powerful bridge between two people. When a man truly likes you, he will find joy in your humor, even if the story you tell isn't particularly funny. People naturally laugh more around someone they are attracted to. That laughter isn't just a reaction, it's a gentle way of showing care and a desire to be close to you. I remember a friend once sharing that the day he met the woman who made his heart race, everything she said, even clumsy or simple remarks, made him laugh. He said, "It's not because she's funny, but because in my eyes, she's so endearing that nothing she says could ever be unamusing." You can notice this in your own conversations. Perhaps you make a small, silly joke, and he laughs more than you expect. Maybe he smiles at things others barely notice. This is his way of keeping the atmosphere warm, gentle, and making you feel appreciated. When we're drawn to someone, we naturally want to connect, and laughter is the sweetest language for that. Even a quiet, reserved man may laugh more often around you, simply because he enjoys being near you. Philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche once said, "When we love, we are no longer truly serious, because love always carries a hint of laughter." And perhaps that's true. If he smiles at you, even when the joke isn't funny, it's very likely his heart is speaking before his words ever do. After laughter often comes vulnerability. When affection grows stronger, even confident men may find themselves unsettled, their calm replaced by small, endearing signs of nervous energy.
Number 8. He acts nervous or awkward around you. Even the most confident men can become adorably awkward around someone they're attracted to. When genuine feelings arise, the body often reacts before the mind does. A man might fidget, touch his hair, adjust his shirt, or laugh shyly without knowing why. These small actions aren't signs of insecurity, they're responses to your presence. He wants to make a good impression, and in trying to do so, things sometimes get a little clumsy. A stumbled word, an awkward gesture, or a fleeting glance away, all are subtle signs that his heart is beating faster than usual. Psychologists call this an arousal response, a natural reaction when someone feels attracted and wants attention from the person they like. The body responds through actions, even if his words try to stay calm. Pay attention to the little moments. When he's near you, does he smile more, speak faster, or try to appear composed but slip into a small, awkward gesture? If so, don't assume he lacks confidence. This is often the clearest indication that he genuinely cares. And sometimes that nervous energy doesn't fade. It simply changes shape.
9. He shows slight jealousy when you talk to other men. A little jealousy, when mild, is a very human reaction. When a man has feelings for you, he may show subtle signs whenever you interact or laugh with another man. He might not say anything, but his gaze, gestures, or silence can reveal a lot. You might notice him suddenly quieter, distracted, or looking away. Sometimes he crosses his arms, glances elsewhere, or unexpectedly interjects with a lighthearted comment. Other times, he may pretend to be indifferent or busy, but his eyes give him away. One man once said, "When I see the woman I care about laughing with someone else, I don't get angry. I just feel a little pang, as if that smile should belong to me." This feeling isn't possessive. It's simply that he cares. When someone likes you, they naturally want to be the source of your joy and attention. Seeing you engage with other men can touch that instinct deeply, even if he tries to hide it. If you're curious, try casually mentioning another man in conversation. Observe his reaction. Does he joke it off, change the subject, or hesitate briefly before continuing? Even a fleeting expression can say more than words. A man who truly likes you pays attention to how you interact with others. If you notice a hint of jealousy, even just a little, it's a sign that you hold a special place in his heart. That quiet jealousy often goes hand in hand with another behavior. Number 10. He tries to impress you. When a man likes you, he naturally wants to stand out and show his best qualities. He might not say, "Look at me," but his actions speak loudly. Through achievements, knowledge, humor, or appearance, he makes an effort to catch your attention. He might mention a recent success at work, a skill he's mastered, or an interesting experience he's had. If he's physically active, he might subtly refer to his fitness routine. If he enjoys intellectual discussions, he may steer conversations toward topics where he can shine. These efforts aren't random. They're his way of signaling that he wants to be noticed. Some men also try to impress through actions rather than words. He might dress a little sharper when he knows he'll see you, offer to help you with something, or solve a problem thoughtfully. If he suggests carrying something heavy, fixing something for you, or giving considerate advice, he's not just being polite, he's subtly proving his worth. A simple test: give him a small, sincere compliment. If he lights up, seems particularly pleased, or continues the conversation enthusiastically, it's because he hoped you'd notice. A man who goes out of his way to impress you is a man who cares deeply about how you see him. Sometimes the effort to impress comes not from ego, but from care. Have you seen that kind of effort before? Tell your story below. It might resonate with someone who's felt the same. And when he's not just trying to impress, but truly listening, really hearing you, that's when you'll know his feelings run deeper. Number 11. He listens, not to reply, but to understand. One of the clearest signs a man truly likes you is the way he listens. Not the kind of listening that waits for a turn to speak, but the kind that leans in, absorbs, and remembers. When a man cares, he doesn't just hear your words, he feels them. You'll notice it in the stillness of his eyes when you talk, the way he pauses before answering, or how he recalls something you mentioned weeks ago. His attention becomes a kind of quiet respect, proof that what you say matters to him, even when the conversation is small. Many men, especially later in life, learn that real connection doesn't come from grand declarations, but from presence. By truly listening, he's offering something far more valuable than compliments. He's giving you space to be seen and understood. Psychologists often call this active empathy, when someone listens not to fix or judge, but simply to be with you in that moment. And for women over 60 who've lived through years of being told, advised, or interrupted, this kind of listening feels like peace. So when he listens without rushing, without turning the topic back to himself, when he remembers your thoughts and carries them gently into future conversations, that's not casual attention. That's affection in its most grounded, mature form. Real listening builds a quiet bond, one rooted in respect and emotional safety. From that place of understanding often comes something even deeper. Number 12. He protects your peace, not just your safety. As we grow older, we learn that not all forms of love are loud. Some don't come with grand gestures or dramatic promises. They come in the form of calm. A man who truly cares about you doesn't just want to be near you. He wants to make your life feel lighter, quieter, and more at ease. That's what it means when a man protects your peace. He doesn't argue just to prove a point. He doesn't add noise to your already full days. He listens more than he talks, and when he does speak, his words carry gentleness rather than tension. He notices when you're tired and doesn't take it personally when you need space. He understands the difference between silence and distance, and he gives you both when needed without resentment. At this stage of life, peace becomes the truest form of affection. We no longer crave someone who stirs constant excitement. We crave someone who steadies our heart. The right man knows this. His presence feels like exhaling after holding your breath for too long. Simple, natural, grounding. Because when he guards your calm instead of your comfort, when he prioritizes your emotional safety over his own ego, that's not just interest, that's love, refined by time and shaped by wisdom. And when a man values your peace that deeply, his care naturally shows in what he does next. Number 13, he shows up even when it's inconvenient. Maya Angelou once said, "Love recognizes no barriers. It jumps hurdles, leaps fences, and penetrates walls to arrive at its destination full of hope." There's something sacred about consistency, especially when life gets messy. At this stage, showing up isn't about romance in the old sense. It's not about flowers, dinners, or sweet words. It's about courage. The courage to be steady when the world or your emotions are not. That quiet reliability is no small thing. It's the mark of a man who's learned what loyalty really means. Because with age comes understanding. Connection doesn't survive on intensity. It survives on presence. And presence, especially when it costs time, comfort, or pride, is one of the purest forms of affection there is. So if you find a man who still shows up, not to impress, not to perform, but simply because his heart won't let him stay away, you found something rare. That's not attraction anymore. That's devotion disguised as simplicity. Number 14. He lets his guard down around you. There's a quiet moment that reveals more than any confession. The moment a man exhales and stops trying to be impressive. You might notice it not in what he says, but in what he no longer hides. His voice softens, his posture relaxes. The stories he once told with pride now come with pauses, honesty, and a trace of vulnerability. It's as if the armor he's worn for decades, the humor, the certainty, the careful control, finally begins to loosen in your presence. Picture this. You're sitting together after dinner. The laughter fades into a gentle silence. And then, almost out of nowhere, he tells you about the time he failed. Not dramatically, but quietly, in a way that still lingers in his memory. His eyes don't look away this time. He's not seeking sympathy. He's letting you see the part of him the world doesn't usually get to meet. That's not small talk. That's trust. For many older men, vulnerability doesn't come easily. They've been taught for years to hold it all together, to fix, to lead, to protect. But when he begins to let the walls drop even a little, it means something sacred is happening. He feels emotionally safe with you. And safety, at this stage of life, is not about protection from the world. It's about finding someone who makes the world feel gentler. When he lets you glimpse the quiet corners of his heart, the worries, the hopes, the half-forgotten dreams, it's not weakness. It's his soul whispering, "I trust you with who I really am." Number 15. He doesn't rush the connection. He honors it. True affection, especially later in life, doesn't sprint. It settles. A man who genuinely likes you won't pressure you, demand your time, or push the connection faster than it's meant to go. He understands that meaningful relationships grow the way old trees do, slowly, quietly, deeply. He respects your boundaries. He values your independence. He doesn't confuse patience with passivity. Instead, he shows that love can exist without possession. This kind of man knows that what's real doesn't need to be forced, it simply needs to be nurtured. Maybe he checks in gently, sends a message without expectation, or asks about your day just to hear your voice. He's not rushing the moment, he's savoring it, because he knows that when something feels right, there's no need to hurry it into words or labels. And perhaps that's the most powerful sign of all. When a man honors your pace, your peace, and your personhood, that's not just interest. That's emotional maturity wrapped in quiet affection. Because love, at its highest form, isn't about urgency. It's about understanding that the most beautiful things are worth unfolding slowly.
And there you have it. 15 clear signs a man likes you but won't say it. From subtle glances and softening his voice to laughter, thoughtful gestures, and honoring your pace, these behaviors speak volumes when words remain unspoken. At this stage of life, especially after 60, we've learned that actions often reveal truth more reliably than promises. A man who truly cares will show it consistently in ways both big and small through attention, presence, respect, and emotional openness. Recognizing these signals helps you understand his intentions, protect your heart, and appreciate the depth of connection that doesn't need to be spelled out. So if you notice these signs in someone's behavior, take a moment to acknowledge them. It's not just about attraction, it's about genuine interest, emotional safety, and the kind of affection that enriches life rather than complicates it. If you found this video resonated, please give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and share it with someone you care about. Let's continue exploring love, relationships, and connection after 60 with insight, wisdom, and heart. Remember, love at this stage of life isn't about chasing or rushing. It's about noticing, appreciating, and nurturing the quiet signals that speak louder than words. Your heart deserves that kind of care, and so does the person who truly values you. Thanks for watching my video, and see you in the next video.